Here we go. Rearrange my chats, get them going. Let's get started. Just waiting for YouTube to catch up. Where's the hat, Captain? The hat, my streaming hat, let me on that real quick, is being washed, I think. I think Tabby grabbed it up because I was always wearing it. All right, let's get started. So hello, ladies and gentlemen. CaptainShack here, and welcome to my first ever X3 Albion Prelude stream. You're probably wondering, Shek, what is this game? Where did it come from? Why are you streaming it? Because it's like 6 years old. If you do know what it is, it's one of the classic space sim titles. Right now, I'm like organizing my chat so I can see both of them. There we go, mostly. I do have my coffee, so we are set. So what is X3 Albion Prelude? What are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be playing it. We're going to be playing a classic space sim today. There's just like not quite enough space for both chats. There we go. Welcome to X3 Albion Prelude. This is actually Litcubes mod. So 6 years ago, well, the X3 series has been around for a long time, right? X3 Albion Prelude was the last of the original like design choices for the X3 series. And what I mean by that is X3 Rebirth, or X Rebirth came out, and it's the most recent version of the game. But it wasn't very good on release. It was basically broken. It changed the core concepts of what this game is. It took away a lot of the sandboxy elements. And so a lot of us go back to X3 Albion Prelude, which is this big open universe sandbox game where you can do all kinds of really cool stuff. You can fly any ship in the game if you can get your hands on it through buying it or pirating it and taking it over with like boarding marines. You can... This is not the Star Wars mod, no, this is just a rebalance mod, but it is the biggest mod. It is one of the biggest mods, bad way of describing it. It is, all the complaints that I have had about X3 Albion Prelude were fixed in this mod, a lot of them at least. The laggy menus and just a ton of the basic issues that kept people from wanting to play X3 were fixed in Litcubes mod. There's a link in the description. It makes it just an enjoyable experience to play. Now, I will warn you guys, this game gives no shits about you, right? It adds you in. You're just another pilot in the universe. You are no better than an NPC in most ways. So the beginning can be fairly hard. It can be fairly frustrating for new players because you're not special. You're not a special snowflake in this. Let's go ahead and start out. We'll go to new game, and I'll warn you, it is fairly slow game when you start out. So it may not be the most entertaining thing to watch for a stream, but I want to talk about space sims, sandbox games a bit while we play. So let's start off. These are the different starts you have in this big space sandbox. We can do an ultralight start, a light, medium, advanced, and a trader start. And then there's another mod that I have installed on top of this one that goes with Litcube. There's a bunch of mod authors who have started modding Litcube's rebalance mod. So there's lots of options out there for this particular mod. I mean, it's a 6-year-old game, and it's got a dedicated but small modding community. We're gonna start off though with the trader. New to this universe, you were sent here to assist the struggling corner of the galaxy in upcoming conflicts. And I'll explain what those conflicts are in a second. So let's jump in as the trader. Oh, what is that? Not only did he rebalance the game and make it a much more enjoyable experience to play, but he added in a bunch of new ships of different types. And that, based on the design, I want to say it's either Terran or... no, not Terran, because Terran would be a much more Federation like white color. It's... I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that looks really cool though. Looks like some type of new battleship class. Shaq, bro, quit being so handsome, it's distracting. I can't do that, I'm sorry. I can't do that, Dave. So, welcome to X3, Litcubes mod. Now, this is 6 years old, so it's not gonna be the most beautiful game. I love its art style though. I'm in a, is this a split transport, is what it looks like they gave me to start with? That's one of the races. Best game to come for ship ideas. Oh yeah, X3 has some of the coolest the X series, coolest ship designs. They've got a race called the Boron. It's been years since I've really dived into this one. That have like these green living ships. It's got the Talati, which are kind of like the Ferengi, but they have these haphazardly put together metal monstrosities. They've got, let's see, I'm in Argon space. So if I find one of the larger ships, this is a sector map of the sector I'm in right now.
Incoming message.
I'll select this as a target and switch view to target. These like really slick looking combat vessels with rounded shapes and corners. How is the music volume, the game volume? It's a little high for me, so let me alt tab real quick and fix that. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Let's bring the volume down to like 20%. That sounded really loud. Music is too loud, so yeah, the stream's already saying it. Fixed. And then the voices for the AI are really sound. So that's kind of a cool looking ship, and he's added in some new ships. So what makes X3 special? Well, while we're talking, let me set my autopilot. I'll go back into first person. I have a cockpit mod installed so we can look around my cockpit of my freighter. And it is a freighter. It's slow, but it's got a lot of cargo space. It can move XL-sized equipment and gear. There is a... There goes the music, way too loud. Loud, 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 yeah. YouTube's really, really slow. How is the music balance now? Is it better? It's gonna take a while for YouTube's lag to catch up. Let's go ahead. Yeah, it's got like a Romulan color, if you guys are talking about the living ship's color, that kind of green. Let's start my autopilot up. So I'll open my sector map. We're going to check out what's at the Argon equipment dock. So we'll select the target. We'll look at it real quick. This is a space station. It's an equipment dock where you buy equipment for your ship upgrades, new scanners, trade computers, things like that you're going to use, or you're going to use for your fleet. Also, we'll set the autopilot. Switch back to my ship. And what was autopilot? Just click it and go to dock. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Autopilot to dock. There we go. And since we're in the options, there's always these setup things you've got to do in X3. We're going to change our numerical shield hull display. If I flick this over to no, there you see it actually shows my hull display as a light blue color and a white color. You guys can see my mouse right here and here. That's hull and shields. All right, so what makes X3 special? Well, X3 has a living universe, and I mean that in the proper way, not like No Man's Sky living universe of, oh, you never know what you're gonna find, and there's creatures on the surface, and there's ships in orbit, but those ships aren't really doing anything, right? They don't have a real purpose other than to be a set piece for you to fly around. In this, every ship, like, let's just grab a random ship that's flying through the sector. How about this high-tech transporter? We'll lock onto him. So select target. You see him, he's like right out here, moving probably to the southern gate that'll take him to the next sector. If I switch my view over, he's transporting geared equipment from one station to another. He's trading. He's just a tiny ship, so he's not moving much. If I actually find one of the freighters, I can show you guys. Come on, there's gotta be a freighter within transporter range. Here we go, biotransporter.
Argon.
Select target.
Biotransporter.
There we go. This guy is probably moving food, like steaks of some creature, or he's moving some type of biological material, and you can see the big, I can even make it a little bit more cinematic for us. There we go. And he's a trader. He's moving from station to station. He's buying low, he's selling high. He can, Shack, the stream link in the sub box is borked.
No.
Well, then why are there 400 people watching? Oh, old sub box. Yeah, I messed up. I messed up the original stream. So, anyways, this guy is out buying low, selling high. These traders can get to stations before you get there and buy the thing that you meant to buy because he got there first. So maybe you found a really good deal, and they're out to find those deals too. And this supplies the stations with the resources they need to make the things in the universe. So if I open up the map, we've got, let's see, we've got a satellite factory here in station. If I can select that as a target. This is producing advanced satellites, which you can buy and deploy into sectors so you have remote access to those sectors. And you can see what's going on live, even though you're not there. Well, those are produced from the station, which needs resources from other stations. That is a living economy and a living universe. You can pirate those transports to stop the flow of supplies, to, bring up the cost of those resources in a certain sector. There's some neat things. There's some really neat things. X3 is like $6 or $10 right now on Steam. People are asking how much does it cost because it's so old. Now, the turnoff for people in this game is how slow it is. We're full burning right now. We're autopiloting to, I don't know if you guys can see it on stream, but there's a bunch of landing lights in front of me. We're docking there. Now, there are some things that augment how slow this game is. And one of those is the SETA drive, S-E-T-A. It's a time compression drive. It actually makes the universe, not your ship, the universe move faster. It compresses time, allowing for, autopiloting to go faster, your traders to move quicker, just so you don't have to sit there and wait.
On behalf of our
which is really
President
nice
and
because,
Senator,
God, things would take
the
forever.
Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Shack, can you bombard planets? Now, you can't land on planets in this. You can't really interact with planets. All your interaction takes place in space. They are background bits. There are lore bits about them, like where we are
Will the parents of the
now.
Argon girl by the name of Susie please pick her up at the casino? Thank you.
I like the little station audio bits. So I'm looking at what this station trades. It trades a variety of weapons. They're red because either I don't have the money for them, or in this case, they're actually red because they don't like me enough to sell me these things and they don't trust me. And it says at the bottom there, the different ranks you need to be with this faction. There are multiple races, all having their own ship designs, all vying for territory in the game. So playing No Man's Sky has made me really want to play this again because it's so deep. What I came here for was a jump drive. Boost extensions, no. Duplex scanners, jump drive. You need to be a Federation associate to buy a jump drive here. Well, shit. That means we need to get promoted. All right. So, well, damn. That kind of kills me getting a jump drive. Let's go ahead, no jump for ship. Let's go ahead and leave the dock. What we're gonna do is we need to show how big this universe is. And I need to make a little progress. So because I'm a trade ship, I need to start buying low, selling high. That's the start that I chose. Now in Litcubes Universe, what is the overall goal for the game? Well, in the normal game, there's a campaign you can play through, or you can just mess around in the sandbox elements. Build an empire, control fleets of ships.
Kestrel.
I own 3 ships right now. If I hit R, this is my property owned. You can own ships and space stations, ships ranging from the smallest of scouts or interceptors to the largest of capital ships, carriers. In Litcubes mod, the rebalance mod, you can actually have a carrier be commanding a small fleet for you. You can command that carrier, you can fly all of these ships yourself. There's quite a bit here. It's just really complex. It was a turnoff for some people. So there's a lot of cool stuff, I highly recommend, if you're gonna play this though, in the link in the description below, get Litcubes mod. The rebalance just opens this game up. All right, so the universe itself, this is the sector map. This is one sector out of, I don't know, like 50 in the game. It's fairly populated. You can see the little ships moving around. I can go through and I can look at all these guys. The lighter area is my sensor range. The darker area is outside of my sensor range. Pretty simple. I have command of my ship and the 3 ships that I own. They're Kestrels, little tiny scout ships. And I believe they have, if I click on one and go to freight, I look into their cargo bays. It takes a while getting used to these menu systems because they're really awkward, but once you get them, you can navigate them relatively fast. They have, why are they almost full? They have advanced satellites. Like I said before, satellites allow you to have access to the stations in a sector and actually see inside a sector that you're not currently in, which is nice. So what we're gonna do is, we're going to order some of these Kestrels to go out and explore, because if I open up the universe map, the only sector that I am aware of is Argon Prime right now. It's the capital sector for the Argon. This is their home world. We can actually see it out in the distance. We cannot land on it, sadly. I would love it if we could land on planets. My dream game is something with the detail of X3 with multiplayer. This doesn't have multiplayer in it, but with multiplayer and with the ability to land on planets. That right there, ultimate space sim. Hands down, just I don't know if I'd have time to do
We
YouTube
are
anymore because I just
scanned.
play that game all the time. I think that's what would happen. I think I just got scanned by the cops. So we haven't really done anything yet. Let's order our ships, our Kestrels. We'll actually click on one. I'm zoomed in on one. They are basically an engine strapped to a cockpit. That's all they do. They've got some advanced satellites on board.
And you are clear of illegal goods. You may continue with your journey.
I'm not smuggling anything, just keep on keeping on. Coppers. Let's order these guys to, if I hit C, I'll go into the command console for this particular ship. We'll go to navigate, and we'll say, I want you to explore the universe. And I want you to start at
Command
Argon Prime.
accepted.
And if I click him now, his engines have kicked on, and he's out to explore all the sectors. He'll go through the gates, he'll find them for me, he'll add their information to my encyclopedia that I can read about. No, I'm not on Twitch. I'm on YouTube and Hitbox. Isn't that Space Engineers? God, no, Jonathan. So you're talking about my dream game, is it Space Engineers? Space Engineers has ship construction and engineering, and I love that. I love building and creating stuff. But what it doesn't have is a universe that operates properly. You can't handle more than maybe 10 people on a server. Yeah, it's not really that great. And it doesn't have the interaction that this has, right? What is he doing? Looks like he's going to dock. But where is he going to dock? Why are you docking at a space station? Maybe he wants to buy more satellites before he heads out. What we should probably do is switch back to my ship that I'm commanding my tiny little fleet. He is docking. Let's go to the command menu again. Navigate. I told you to explore the universe. He might be buying supplies of some kind. Part of the new scripts that Litcube has added in here allows them to do other things and be a little bit smarter than the average spaceship.
No
Let's
aim.
grab up another ship and one of our other Kestrels and tell them to go ahead and explore as well. And then we'll take our third one.
Command accepted.
We'll take our third Kestrel. And you know what? Let's jump into that third Kestrel. I'll show you guys how you switch ships and get into something a little bit faster. That way we can go explore the universe ourselves. And I can remote control, if I go into third person
Argon
here,
equipment dock.
remote control this freighter that they've given us as our starting ship to have it trade for us. His ship looks odd. Yeah, the little scouts look really strange. I think those were an addition, by the way. I don't think those were vanilla. I think those were added by the mod. I could be wrong, though. So, where is our ship? Let's come about in this slow boat. I believe there he is. If he's the only Kestrel that's not moving.
Kestrel.
Nope, he's on the move. We can just lock onto him this way. We need a Kestrel that's not doing anything. You select as a
Kestrel.
target. There we go. A little easier to find him. Hitting spacebar to take direct control of the ship. Our max speed is a slow 73 something. I don't know what it is. Kilometers, maybe? And that Kestrel is dead ahead. I could order him to come to me, which I think is what I'm going to do. Order,
Command
follow me.
accepted.
Get over here. Damage check. Now I want to play this. I'm telling you, try Litcubes mod. Highly recommended. It will take out a lot of the frustration that is in the base game. Fixes a lot of the issues. Shack, you're hiding things that we need to see to understand what you're doing. Yeah, this game is super complex. If you don't like complicated games with UIs that can be really irritating at times, then you might want to just keep watching a bit and see if this is for you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hit R. I'll try to walk you guys through what I'm doing. I'm hitting R. I'm going to tell this Cayman, this scout ship that I have, I'm going to give him orders to do nothing.
Command accepted.
He's stopped. He's going to hold position. We're going to switch back and take direct control by hitting F1 to get back into cockpit mode. I was hitting F3 to look at my target. And we're coming a boot. Oop, not too far. And we're going to head right toward that guy, and we're going to switch over to his ship. And I'm actually going to get out of my ship and float around in space as an astronaut. Start slowing down. We don't want to ram him. This game is quite the simulation. So you'll find things take a while to accomplish them. And from a streamer perspective, probably not that exciting. I mean, the excitement for me comes when you've built an empire. I've got supply lines, I've got a carrier under my command, or I've got an attack wing, and I'm actively doing things in the universe, like taking the fight to a couple of the enemies, the Borg of this universe, which is the Xenon, or I shit you not, the alien race that is super hostile, and it's like this almost Tyranid-esque living race called the Cock. That's what they call them. Man. Anyways, let's go ahead and get out of the ship. There's we can get a little bit closer, I think. Using the arrow keys, if I hit spacebar, I unlock my mouse. I can use the arrow keys to fire my thrusters and move around. Nope, don't use spacebar. What was up? Up was W, so there we go. Just want to be close enough so it's easier to get to it. And if I click on, it's been a while, what is it? Eject from ship. We'll click that. We'll click yes. I can go into third person with F2, and there I am outside of my freighter. My little spaceman. You're super vulnerable when you're like this. If another ship happened to be flying by and hit me at this point, I would die. Where is the ship that I just parked next to? It was near the cockpit. Now, when I get out of a ship, the AI takes control of it, and I can give it orders, so I can still command that ship to move about. Whatever happened to the Space Engineers building competition? Are you talking about the shuttle one? I still plan on doing a video on that because I've gotten some really good submissions. Where is our Cayman that we put next to us? We're gonna hit R to bring up the map, or the player-owned items. We had a ship next to us. Selected as a target. Cayman. Oh, it's literally on the other side, isn't it? There it is. It's right behind us. Middle mouse wheel is to increase your forward thrust. Don't want to ram it too hard, we will kill ourselves. So let's just take a little tour of the ship. This little tiny fighter we're about to get into. These are not my favorite fighter designs. I don't know why they start you with these instead of the local races, but we can't enter the ship, we're not close enough. So middle mouse wheel to go forward. Let's get a little closer. Yeah, you have to reload if you die, because you're just dead. There are, with Litcubes mod, certain, I think there's like a auto-eject script that works better than the vanilla one, so if your capital ship that you're commanding, or whatever your ship is, takes a certain amount of hull damage, it's about to explode, it will actually eject you out, which is kind of cool. Or you can emergency jump out if you have that software installed. There, now we're in a nice, quick, maneuverable ship. Ugh, maybe not flip around like that again. She has no weapons on board. Huh. She is straight up just a scout. All right, fair enough. Well, let's kick on the engines. Fly around a bit. You can see we're much faster than we were when we were inside the freighter, which is right there in front of us. Whatever happened to Space News Build Competition? Yeah, I already answered that question. Looks like a dart from Stargate. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure this was around before the dart from Stargate was around, though. Well, we sent out our scouts, right? So let's open up the sector map using the less than sign on your keyboard. Our scout has now discovered 2 other sectors. Argon Prime is where he started. It looks like he went north through the North Gate to Heron's Nebula. There's little lore descriptions on the right-hand side of what these sectors are. Each sector has different resources, so they have different solar radiation that comes in, so they're closer to their sun. They may be better or worse for deploying solar power plants that you can actually make the universe's version of gas, of energy, of fuel. There's different asteroids. We'll actually do a little exploring ourselves. So we're in Argon Prime now. Here's the sector we're in. Let's go through the West Gate. I'll just set an autopilot to it. Engage engines. If you're gonna play this and you're gonna play Litcubes mod, install the cockpit mod. It adds a little bit more immersion because there's a cockpit instead of just open space. You can use your number pad to look around a bit. Now, I started off as a trader. Oh, there's one of the capital ship or cruisers. above me. Argon cruisers, right?
Argon.
There.
Military. Minotaur.
This is a Minotaur. Ooh, that's cool looking. I like the Argon ships. I think they're pretty neat. I think the Talati are my favorite because they feel like more like a Star Wars ship, right? It's beat to hell. It's held together by wishes and dreams. Switch back into first person. It's a disaster. The scouts don't have weapons. I can buy weapons. That's why we're gonna make a little bit of money, but first we've got to do some exploration. Now, did I order? I didn't. I don't think I did. We can switch over to the other sectors and see what our scouts are doing. They're discovering new stations like the solar power plant out there. We can hit info on it and see what it currently has. It has a bunch of energy cells that it's producing. It says what it actually buys. That bar that you see is how much of the resource it currently has or how much it has to offer. So if a station is almost full of the thing it produces, that means it's willing to sell that thing at a lower cost. And a place that, say, is in really need of a resource to produce something and it doesn't have much of it, we're about to hit the jump gate, by the way, will buy at a higher cost because it's in desperate need of the resource. So that's kind of how the basic trading works.
Entering system.
But it gets more
Window
complicated than that.
room.
A lot of you are probably like, well, that just
Autopilot
sounds
on.
like a little bit more complicated version. Oh, this is a cool looking sector. I like the green. More Argon forces are in the area.
Military. Minotaur.
Patrolling for possible pirates. There are pirates in this game that'll randomly attack places. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Talati are fanatical traders. They live for profit. They're like the Khajiit personality with the Argonian looks. Yeah, that's a good explanation of that race. Multiple races with different priorities, you could say. And they're not all friendly to each other. There's an active war, I believe, right now going on with the Terrans of Earth and the Argon, which are humans that left Earth long ago and lost contact with Earth. So they've got a very different, the Terrans are more military, where the Argon are more democratic, right? You left a ship behind. I did. I left my trader back there, and for good reason, because I'm not quite sure what I want him to do yet. You know what? I do know what I want him to do. When we were looking at the hole, I think it was, nope, there's nothing in the hole. Let's look at the wall. The wall is a sector that one of our scouts has flown through. They've discovered a solar power plant L. It means it's a large power plant. If I look at the info for it, when that scout was in the sector, it had a lot of energy cells. So what we can do, energy cells are bought by just about every station in the game, if they're needed, because it's the basic power supply, right? It's what fuels the power of, those are asteroids, you can actually mine those. Let's turn back around. A lot of talking going on. You're gonna get a lot of that during this stream. A lot of explanation, very little gameplay because everything just takes so long. What we're gonna do is, you can actually see the asteroids come up a different color now in the new UI by Litcube. I dig that. Anyways, we're gonna order our here it is. Our freighter. We're gonna go hit C on him. This is the command menu. We're gonna tell him to head over to, I want you to dock at, go to the wall, and I want you to dock at that solar power plant that we had seen on sensors.
Command accepted.
So he's heading out right now. I just gave him an order to go there to dock. We're gonna order him to buy some stuff. He's gonna buy a bunch of those power cells. And then we're gonna order him to go to another system.
Cattle ranch.
And maybe, let's look at this cattle ranch. This cattle ranch is completely out of energy cells. Now, this is the most basic version of trading in X3, how to make money early on. When we load up our freighter, we're gonna send him out to this particular cattle ranch, which I will do a flyby of, and we'll make a little bit of money. Easy and simple, right? Well, that's kind of where I kind of lose the plot with No Man's Sky, because it has no depth when it comes to trading. It's just buy low, sell high. In this game, you can set up chains of factories to make high-end products that will sell for lots of money. But you have to manage those supply lines. You have to manage the ferrying of goods from one point to another. You've got to manage the defense of those stations. You can set up universal traders that will go and trade for you and be the leader of a trading company if you want. You can just be combat oriented and blast people to hell if you want all day long and build up a combat fleet. One of the things that I want to do while playing this Let's check our freighter real quick and see how he's doing. Bum, 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 bum. He was heading to the wall. It's probably going to take a while for him to arrive. Yep, there he is. He started out over here somewhere. He's slowly making his way to the east gate. When he goes through the east gate... If I double-click this, will it? No, it won't. He'll end up in the wall. And then he'll be able to head over to the solar power plant and pick up the resources we want. If you want that profit... matter, send the trader quickly before other NPCs traders fulfill it. Yes, exactly. If you have, like, the NPCs in the world are here for a reason. Everything in the universe is here just about for a reason.
Freight transporter.
So this guy is trading. Somebody could make this trade faster than I'm gonna do it, make the money first, and I get screwed. Because that's what an actual living universe is about when it comes to an active economy. So I've got to jump on those trades. Can you pilot capital ships? You can command entire fleets. And in Litcubes mod, there are scripts. Let's put this in cinematic mode by hitting 0. This freighter that happens to be passing by. There are scripts that allow you to set up behaviors for fleets. So I want a carrier in a sector where my enemy is constantly sending ships through, right? And I want to stop that shit. Well, I send my carrier with his fighter group and his frigate patrols that are with him. And I set them at a particular way I want them to behave. So if an enemy capital ship pops in, they know what to do without me giving orders to do it. They'll resupply themselves. There's a lot of cool stuff that just mod authors have added to this game that was kind of possible originally in the game. Now very much more usable. He's even changed out the jump gates into these like big blue orbs. That way you don't ram the gates anymore with capital ships as you're flying through. Let's fly over and check on our freighter. We'll act as a patrol for him. So using the middle mouse wheel, I need to bind that to something else. You can use a HOTAS setup throttle joystick. I just don't have all that stuff set up. Shack, don't forget about your CETA drive to make time go faster. I was talking about that earlier. Let's autopilot through. I'll hit J.
Engine time accelerator not installed.
No, we don't have a CETA on this ship. A CETA is a time compression device on your ship. It makes time go 10 times faster, meaning you don't have to sit there and wait for 2 hours for a freighter to get from one side of the universe to the other. Actually, it'd probably take longer than that if you were going all the way across the universe. Let's check our scouts. So our scouts have discovered 4 more sectors. There are like, what, 40 in X3? My favorite thing, this is what Derek says, my favorite thing about X3 is that the other NPCs are just like people. No AI just despawns. It lives and moves until it dies. Yeah, that is pretty neat. Oh my god, no CETA. Let's dock at the equipment dock. I'll just autopilot to it while we chat.
Autopilot activated.
And see if we can buy one, because I gotta have CETA. I gotta have time compression because this game can be so slow. And starting out, it can be super slow. I mean, when you first play it, you're kind of enamored by just the wonder of it. I wonder what's out there. There are abandoned ships that you can find out in like asteroid belts and in the corner of sectors that your sensors may pick up, and you can take them over and bolster your fleet. There's actually a Argon. I want to say it's not one of their destroyers. I want to say it's one of their like, I know it's a military ship. I don't remember the class specifically. It's one of their heavier ships though. You don't have to autopilot dock either. You can do it yourself. It is a bit faster, but your autopilot, if you're doing it yourself, it's a little bit more dangerous, especially with the bigger ships. Because if you hit something, you could kill yourself, you could damage the station, you could piss people off. Justin, you can feel free to ask questions. Can you fight in this game? There is combat in this. That's what makes the building of fleets and supply lines so much more fun.
Singularity.
There's no CETA drive. I can't speed up time.
Installed.
So slow. M1 is a carrier, yeah. Oh, is that the M1 carrier for the Argon? Off my port side? Okay. I thought theirs was bigger. I might be confusing it with their Dreadnought class. They're like giant siege ships that are great at taking out other capital ships and stations. You can kill stations in this, by the way.
Successfully docked.
On behalf of our president and senator,
Now,
the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
why, thank you.
Connection to
This game is
local
fairly
trading
hardcore,
network
so
established.
bear that in mind if you're going to buy and play this.
Please
If you
remember to
die,
return your depleted energy
you're done.
cells to the
You have to
recycling
reload your
compound.
save. Right? If in the base game, unless you mod it, you can't save unless you go into a station like I am now. Then you can save the game. If you want to save the game while flying around in space, you actually have to buy salvage insurance. That'll let you save anywhere. So it costs money. So saving ends up being a resource. Now, I personally like this. It becomes fairly hardcore. Because you don't want to just save all the time, it makes it so when you're on a long trade run, if you die or make a mistake or fly into another ship, you feel like you're gonna lose something. Now, I made the argument that there's a similar system to this in Fallout's survival mode, elite mode, or whatever you call it, hardcore mode, that sucks. But in this, it's appropriate. I think it adds something more to the game. Anywho, let's get some trading done. I could sit here and jab about this game all day long. Let's actually accomplish something. We could buy a mineral scanner. We could scan the local asteroids. With Litcube's mod, he has redone how mining works. There's mobile mining that can actually make you some serious cash. I think you can even get ships doing it for you. So you can have like a mining company out there. You can build mining stations inside asteroids, which is kind of neat, like hollows out the asteroid, and you can own it, and it will auto mine for you, producing a certain amount of ore over time, and then you can have your ships trade that ore. Last time I tried it, though, I built it in an area where the market was flooded with ore, so I had to transport the ore an incredible distance, and I wasn't just making any money at all. We came here for a CETA drive to compress time. So trade extensions. Trade extension. Using the trade system, it says in the top right-hand corner, a pilot can request detailed price information for all goods without actually docking. Yes, I demand that in all of my ships. This is a software extension for any ship aboard computer. New commands are added to the ship. This is fairly cheap. I want to get as many of the computers. The computer software allows you to do more stuff with your ship.
Installed.
Especially at range. Special command software, I think this is for making your ship an exploration ship, allowing you to give your fleet, your ship in your fleet, orders to go explore, which I thought we already had. I could be wrong. I just like buying all of the software.
Special command.
Oh, there it is.
Software
Singularity Engine Time
MK1
Accelerator. That's what CETA stands for. We now have it. It's
Singularity
very
Engine
cheap.
Time
If you're going to pilot a ship, make sure you have it. Oh, man, we could get this mineral scanner, too. There are missions that you can pick up to scan asteroids for other NPCs, and they'll pay you for it. It's fairly cheap. Let's go ahead and pick that up. And a duplex scanner as well. This will increase our sensor range of this particular scout ship that we have. And we already have the boost extension? Nice. These upgrades. Every station offers different things. This offers just equipment because it's an equipment dock. It also offers upgrades. These are like, this is tuning your ship to make it perform better than it does base value. So if I want to go faster,
Products are not bought.
oh, these ships are already max tuned. You can tune up your ship to make it go faster, turn faster, whatever. It looks like the starting ships that he gives you already have that. And then you've got shield upgrades for different ship classes. You can buy energy cells here? Huh. Nice. There's more for the chat. Son of a... He's gonna break it. He's gonna break it, watch. Let's go ahead now and undock. We have our CETA drive. We came for what we wanted. Let's try not to crash. That capital ship has actually taken off. So we can do a little flyby of the ship. Look out the port window. Like I said, I recommend you pick up, whoops, I'm using the arrow keys now to fly. You get the mod that lets you have cockpits. I just think it's a little bit more immersive that way. Hey-o. Let's not piss them off. Every faction has a faction standing. If I hit P and I go to my pilot status, it'll give you a quick breakdown. Oh, I gotta rename myself. I'm still named as Litcube. Change name. CaptainShack. That way I'm, there we go. Let's try that again. Hit P. And my status, I have 807,000 credits. My combat rank is harmless. Oh, fair enough. My trade rank is salesman. Kind of shitty, but not on the total bottom because I started as a trader. And it tells you your current location and how long you've been flying. Only 36 minutes. You can lose 1,000 hours in a single campaign of this. Easy. And it's quite pretty for being 6 years old. I mean, look at this. Look at the red light coming off that distant star, reflecting off the asteroids. It's just, that is just cool. The nostalgia. You guys don't know. I grew up playing the X games. X Beyond the Frontier came out decades ago, and I must have played I don't know how many hours of that game. I didn't even know there was asteroids out here. I'm glad we're picking up on sensors now, and they'll stay on our map if we ever want to do some mining out here. Anywho, we sent a trader to go do things for us. And he has made it. He is currently docked, location the solar power plant that we ordered him to go to. Let's head over to the sector that he's in. Where are we at? We're in the red light sector. If we head out to the, I think there's an east gate. There aren't always a gate in every single cardinal direction. That makes trade lanes kind of a thing. But I believe there's a gate. Can I double click the map? I think I can. If I hit the greater than sign, it'll open up the sector map. And if I double click on the map, it'll set course that general direction. And I think there is a gate. Yep, we can see it even though it's not within sensor range. That little tiny blue dot out there. Let's hit J, speed up time to 1,000%, and we'll fly over to the gate. We'll go through it. The mighty morphologist is piloting a trade ship? I wish this was, whoa!
Gate,
Almost passed it.
home of light.
We just go right through this. We can fly through it manually. And we'll make the jump. So we're heading to Home of Light now, a sector we've never been in.
Entering system, home
It
of
is a
light.
pretty system. And it has one of the most chill soundtracks. Every sector has its own music. And Litcube added a bunch of music if you download that bonus pack to the game, giving you even more. There's another capital ship that will just continue to fly through the universe. He'll go through his patrols. Let's try not to run into anybody. I think this is
TerraCorp HQ.
This is one of the big HQs. I can hit info on it and pick out what they sell. They sell transporter devices. That's what makes TerraCorp a little bit special. They also have remote system control software. What does that do? 30 million credits. It's gotta do something fancy. I haven't played through all of Litcube's gigantic mod for this, so I am being surprised by a lot of stuff in this.
Kahuna Bakery, M Alpha, Argon,
I think that's
small
a weapons
orbital weapons platform.
Yeah, that's a weapons platform. You can build these in this mod too, I believe. Anywho, let's set course and meet up with our freighter. He should be, if I open up the system map, if we go through Argon Prime, we can head to the wall. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna set an autopilot destination.
Docking granted, autopilot activated.
And I believe we'll go through the fastest route, right? Not just the route I'm aware of. Yes, we're going through the East Gate, which will take us through a sector we don't know about. And then we'll head north to the wall, meet up with our freighter, and we'll do a little bit of trading with the freighter. I can give the freighter orders right now, just in case we miss out on making that money. We don't want somebody taking the deal. I can order him to trade. He's docked right now. We're buying at 12 credits per unit. Can I just click this? Yes, I can. We're filling up his cargo bay right now with as much energy cells as it can handle. So how much is that gonna cost us? 64,000 credits.
Energy cells bought.
He now
You
has
are
a full
being
cargo hold
promoted.
of nothing but fuel that was produced by a solar power plant. We're gonna head over there. Morph says, I think he's streaming this because of No Man's Sky. This is true. When I played No Man's Sky, I got about, I don't know, 15 hours in maybe. I don't know how long I was into it, but it just made me want to play this
President's End.
more and more the more I played it, because all the complaints that I had about No Man's Sky, outside of the
Autopilot
landing
off.
on planets, which you can't do in this, is in this game. It's just a classic. It's a classic space game that we haven't had another one like it, and this has been out for years. So we're heading through the North Gate. Looks like there's a military fleet going by. We're really fast in this scout, by the way. Like, this may not seem like it, but compared to most ships in the game, we're blazing past people right now. There's another
Gate,
Argon.
The wall.
What is this?
Argon, Task Force,
Yeah, it's a whole
Command,
task force.
Colossus.
So let's talk a little bit about Litcube's mod while we're heading out. So I explained this is an open universe, but what makes Litcube's mod really interesting isn't just the fact that he fixes most of the issues this game has, but he adds a challenge to players who have played it for a long time and new players. Let's get away from the gate before that giant capital ship comes through and crushes me. And let's set course for that.
Solar power plant.
Well,
Alpha.
All right, it's right ahead of us. You can see that giant get it there. He adds the threat, though. There are two new factions that have been added to the universe. There is a new Borg-like bad guy that is an advanced version of the bad guy that already exists in the game. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but they're basically out in a new area of space that he has added to the game, and they will expand from that point. They will attack the other factions. They will take over territory. They'll destroy space stations. They will become a legitimate threat in the universe that, if not stopped by the player, will take over. They'll decimate the universe and all sentient life within it if you don't stop them. And they're fairly aggressive. Now, they're not so aggressive that a new player, I think, can't stop them. There is a mod to make them worse, though, if you feel that it's too easy. The other faction that he's added is a corporation that has every ability the player has to build up a trade empire and come after the player. They're going to be a threat to you, which is really kind of an interesting twist. I think they're called the Empire or something like that. No, they're called the LC something. I don't remember. You'll know them when you see them. They'll actually send you a message at the beginning. The Tandy Tech Corporation. That's the ones, I guess. You can read those and get some of the lore. But here's the... If I slow down, where's the docking port on this thing? I think it's above. If we slow down and come through this... There it is. We'll actually see our freighter docked with this, who had just filled up on resources. I'm not playing this optimally. I'm just playing in a way to give you guys an idea of what this old game has to offer and why I've always loved it. I'm not sure where our freighter is. Let's park a little farther away. Let's put this thing into reverse. In one of these docking ports, and there are a couple of them, our freighter is here. Now, he's already loaded up on power. Here he is. So we're going to give him an order. We're going to tell him to navigate. We're going to tell him to dock, and we want to have him dock at that facility. I think it was in Ringo Moon, and it was near the East Gate. Here it is, the Kahuna Bakery.
Docking granted.
Now,
Command accepted.
one of the issues I'm running into is I can't see into any of these sectors, and we're seeing more and more in the universe as my two scouts go and explore. So I'm going to do something new. I'm going to tell one of my scouts, let's grab up one of our Kestrels. One of them in power circle. I don't think that's too far away. Actually, yeah, we'll use the one in power circle. We're going to give him orders, command console. We're going to tell him to navigate, and he has a couple of new options down here. Deploy satellite network, and he will, once I set this up, jump range, let's do a jump range of 10 jumps away from his current position. In a box configuration, deploy satellites.
Command accepted.
That's a little far away. That's fine. He's going to run around and deploy satellites for us, so we have remote access and remote sensor data of the sectors that he's in. I'm also going to order our other Kestrel. Orders, let's just hit C, navigation. I want you to fly to sector. I want you to go back to Argon Prime. We're going to base ourselves out of Argon Prime for now.
Command accepted.
And I want you to deploy satellites from there once he gets there. Lord of Hell says, XR was such a disappointment. He's talking about X for birth. It really was. It really was. Anywho, you guys probably saw while I was sitting here, our freighter.
Kaiman advanced.
We'll come up to him right now. Actually, we can turn on our autopilot, and if I go into... we'll just fly it ourselves. We can actually follow him. And there he goes. He's off. And this is the beginnings of a space empire, if this is how you want to play the game. You can do trades like this. You can eventually get these guys to a point once you buy the right software and you get them leveled up enough. They do level up as they go. be universal traders, and they'll do these trade deals on their own, constantly making you money. You just have to worry about whether or not they're protected. You may want to give them an escort, things like that. Totally up to you. Now, part of Litcubes mod, actually a mod that a mod author made for Litcubes mod. All right, we got mods on mods now, and I'll put some links in the description after this is over. Give your ship a name. I'll do that in just a second. Make it a little easier. You can name all your ships and assets. I haven't set it up yet, actually. So let's go under our options. Gameplay options. No, that's not it. This mod that I have installed, that I haven't messed around too much with, but looks really exciting. The base game has this really simplistic mission system. I've got to set the button up, so let's see. These are all buttons and game mechanics that have been added by the mod that I've installed, Litcubes mod. I'm trying to find the one that activates the new mission system. And I don't think it's in here. It must be under just general gameplay and maybe artificial. Here we go. Now, how do I activate it? Loot module online. Let's turn this on. Oh, right. So X Missions Reloaded is a mod that I have installed that gives you this really cool mission system. You hit a button and it will allow you to pick missions, basically like a job board that you can take on. This is really good for people who want to do like combat focus early on in the game. It's a way to increase your faction standing with the different factions in the game. And it has this neat thing where you can change your destiny and it'll give you new game starts. Now the game already has like 5 different starts, or you can choose one of their starts. One of them that I tested is a start where you're a young guy. I guess your family has died in a horrible accident, and you have been given the family business. The family business is a solar power plant and a couple of ships, but it's like a failing business, and you have to kind of, you know, get it running again and make your money that way. And there's like 20 different starts, which is really cool. I'm gonna say leave me alone though. I'm happy with our start so far. It has registered 2 new hotkeys. Now, how do I set those hotkeys up? Are those under controls now? Because I want to show you guys this new mission system that Litcube, not Litcube, but somebody has built into Litcubes mod. There we go. Mission assistant. Let's add the control. We'll make the control, I don't know, maybe Shift 0. Is that a thing we can do? Yep. We'll apply it. Probably not the best button. Save those changes. If I hit Shift 0 now, it'll bring up this new mission, this new thing, and I can take on missions. Connection failed. You need to buy the perk to log in. There's a level up system in this. There's like a perk system in this that'll allow you to unlock, let's see, show and hide reputation. You get reputations between not just individual factions like you get in the normal game, but actual stations and sectors, which are kind of cool. Let me set course for the jump.
Argon Prime.
Auto fly through.
Chiron Advanced.
Transport's about to jump through to the next system. Is there a full list for your games, for your, oh, my mod list available? There will be after this is over. I did put a link to Litcube's wiki page, which is a great source of information for how this mod works for the game. It also has a link to all of the mods that work for this. So you really don't need a list of my mods, because you can look at the list of mods that actually work for this and just pick out the ones that you think will be best for yourself. I'm only using a handful. I'm using the cockpit mod, which is in that list. I'm using, of course, Litcube's just big mod. I'm using Litcube's optional sound music pack.
Entering system.
Road start.
Argon Prime.
Too much talking. And I'm using the Mission Reloaded, which is really cool. So let's hit that Mission Reloaded button again, see if we have anything. We need to buy a perk. All right, well, let's buy a perk. Show and hide the perk tree. Mission Network Argon grants you access to Argon missions. I have 2 perk points. No, I have 1 perk point. Well, let's unlock Argon missions. Argon missions unlocked. Now, the more of these missions that I do, the more perk points I will get. And I'll be able to unlock different things like harder difficulty level missions, different types of missions if I want to focus on stuff. And this is just one mod. It's such a better mission system. All right, Shift, actually, let's open that back up. There are no current missions in this sector. I wonder if I need to deploy satellites to gain access to the missions, like to get connected to the communications relay. Let's deploy a satellite. I'm gonna deploy the satellite that I have in my cargo bay near the center of the sector so we have as much of a sensor area as possible. I love it that all these questions are coming in from people. How does this work? Let me alt tab real quick. The game's audio is going to cut out for a second. Awesome. We've got 600 people watching and finding out about a game they may not have known about. That makes me happy. Let's get into our cargo bay and let's go ahead and launch one satellite. Eject one.
Advanced satellite ejected.
And we'll go ahead and stop. And I'll come about and I'll show you guys what the satellite looks like. It's on our starboard side. The scale in this game is really well done. Like, I'm a tiny ship in all things considered.
Satellite.
And this thing is a very tiny little satellite. But it now gives us, wow, all right, we can see the entire sector. If I zoom out here, wow, 610 kilometers, and I can see everything. So we now have full sensor access. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, I guess there's just no missions currently available in this sector because they'd show up in a list right here. The first time I experimented with this, I had like 3 missions, but we should have sensors in other sectors as well. Notice that this is the sector map that we've explored so far. The Argon systems are blue. These green ones are a different race called the Boron. They have those living green ships I was telling you guys about. And if we keep heading north, I think the Talati are up here. But you can see who controls what sectors. And I think in Litcube's mod, they can actually change hands. I know the 2 hostile factions that he's added in that will slowly start taking over the universe will flip who controls certain sectors. The X3 universe interface isn't necessarily bad per se. Yeah, I mean, it's never been great, but it's not horrible. You can access it pretty quick. Litcube did a lot of work on making it much more responsive, so I can like open all these windows really fast. If you've ever played the base game, you know how slow it can be. All right, so where's our freighter? I want to make some money. I want to make some money, and I want to raise my standing with the Argon. So let's go ahead. Select you as a target.
Advanced.
We have sped up time 1,000%. Our freighter is moving. I was hoping to find a mission to like scan some asteroids, but I guess that's not going to be a thing. Or get into a combat scenario, which maybe we can find some really low-end weapons while this freighter is making its move. What do we have? I know we have an equipment dock in the area, and it does sell some base weapons like particle accelerator cannons, which I think can be used on this ship. So let's go ahead and auto dock back at the equipment dock.
Docking granted.
Setting course.
Autopilot activated.
Speed up time, we'll put it into cinematic mode while we auto dock. Oh man. So the frame rate tanks a little bit when you have the game running at 1,000 times its normal speed and you're in cinematic mode.
Successfully docked.
But
On
you do
behalf
get to
of our
dock quick.
President and Senator,
Trade.
the Argon Federation
Let's
welcomes
see.
you aboard.
Weapons.
Connection to
You're not
local
gonna give me
trading
even the
network
basic pulse
established.
emitters? They're the shittiest weapons in the game. You guys hate me that much? Damn. That sucks. I just need to do some super basic trading or something to get leveled up with the Argon. The Argon don't like me. If I go under my personal pilot stats, I can actually look up my... There you go. Here's the races that I'm aware of. So Argon, Boron, Split Pyramid, Talati, and then the Pirates. And it'll tell you what your rank is with them. I'm an Argon Federation member. Not enough to get weapons on this ship, sadly. So we need to do some missions for them, or we need to start making some trades. Where's our freighter?
Timon advanced.
Go make me money. Let's throw that C to drive online. People in chat are talking about boarding right now. One of the mechanics in this is you can actually have Marines that you've paid to have trained. You can have them on your ship. You can launch them at enemy ships, board them, and take them over. It's fairly hard to do, but one of the most profitable things in the game that can be done. Come on, freighter. I'm about to take you over again. That way I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So I want to show trading. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reboard our freighter. Hold position, freighter.
Command accepted.
I'm coming over, and since we don't have a transporter device, whoa, what just happened? He like turned around or something. Let's get a little closer. Keep the engines on. I told you to stop. Oh, I know what it did. The bounce script kicked on. Right. So orders.
Command
none.
accepted.
You're not moving, right? You're not moving. Okay. Get back into cockpit mode, and let's nice and slow. Get a little closer, and I'll pilot this thing. Then we can send the scout that I'm in to go deploy more satellites or something. But you could imagine building up an empire over time, hiring new freighters to go and do whatever job it is that you have for them, building up a combat force or an assault wing. Let's go ahead and eject from ship. Equipping different weapons and gear, missiles. Just figuring out how you want to play. Am I moving forward? This thing is so slow. I'm in my spacesuit right now. I just jumped out of our fighter.
Kaiman advanced.
All right. Coming over. Intership, there we go. You can have these ships dock at a station and then transfer ships that way without having to get out and float around in space. Just not, didn't feel like waiting for this thing to dock.
Goggles not
All right.
installed.
Actually, is there a, let's look through the West game. So, we are currently in Argon Prime. We want to go to Ringo Moon, and I want to go to the Kahuna Bakery. Right? Yes. This thing makes food.
Docking granted.
4 stations that require it for their crews, and we'll turn on the C to drive. Wolf King says this game is super easy. Not if you're starting out, dude. Or if you're avoiding using any of the exploits, especially in the vanilla game. The vanilla game has, they added it in an expansion. It's the stock market, and is the cheatiest thing in the world. It is so stupid. Now, Litcube has rewritten the stock market, so that exploit and many of the other ones are no longer available. But it's a single-player game. It's like playing Skyrim. It's about balancing your own game. Do you want to play super cheaty and just spawn ships in? Then install the cheat script and just go make fleet battles happen. Do you want to play it the way it was designed or the way that Litcube rebalanced it? Then play it that way. That's the way that I find interesting because it adds more weight. Let's dock this. It adds more weight to what's going on. You know, fleet battles mean more when you've actually had to work for the resources and the ships that you're committing to the battle. And with Litcube's weapon rebalances, where ships actually have roles like anti-missile or bombers, things like that work properly, yeah. Is my voice really quiet? Yeah, or loading up a save in Skyrim that's just super OP. It's, for me, I don't see the fun in that. Some people do, though. Teach his own. Balance your own game. Let's turn on super speed. Yeah, you can make stupid amounts of money in the stock market. In the original game. I'm not quite sure how he rebalanced it, but he said it wouldn't be just an endless supply of money anymore. You actually have to, like, pay much more attention to it, because it was kind of fire and forget before. All right, we're docking at the Kahuna Bakery. Put it back to normal speed. You can actually watch us come into this thing with our full load of energy cells, or fuel, basically. And we'll make some early money. Hopefully get leveled up so we can buy weapons.
Successfully docked.
This ship has turrets on it for defense purposes, but
the Argon
not that
Federation
great.
welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading
Yeah,
network
so
established.
It looks like a trader did manage to get here and
resources are not sold.
sell some energy credits to them because it's only buying for 14. We bought for 12 per unit, but we'll still make a little bit of money. I'm more interested in doing these trades to level up my standing, so.
Energy cells sold.
All right, looks like we didn't gain a level for that, but you can see, like, there you go. I made a little bit of cash. Now, let's see if we can get a mission. I'd like to show you guys some of the combat. Still no missions here. I can leave personal notes. I can look at the perk trees. Grants you access to Argon missions. Oh, in this, you've got to get enough perk points to even get access to the Argon Stock Exchange. That's a mission in and of itself. Ah! So not only is it rebalanced, but you won't have instant access to it. You have to work your way to it. I like that. I like that. Very cool. If we do missions for certain stations, I may go ahead and just relaunch that. Maybe it needs to be rebooted. So let's go under gameplay. I think it's mission director. And then, no. It is artificial life settings. All I can do is enable and disable it. I want to restart it. There comes a trader right now.
Fresh foods supplier.
He's fresh foods. He's picking up some of the steaks that are on this station.
No.
And when you open up your own stations, they'll actually start bringing in NPCs will want to trade with it to make you money, which is kind of cool. This game needs more lipstick. It needs more morphololologist. Let's see what we've got in the way of the wall. We don't have another satellite here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna order our ship that's just sitting around, our old scout. We should have two of these guys, actually. You're an Argon Prime. We're gonna give you orders, Mr. Scout, to navigate and deploy satellite network from where you are. And remember your last known position.
Command accepted.
He's gonna start dropping satellites for us. And we'll order the other one to just come with us. How about that? So where are you? Kestrel, command, navigation. I want you to follow me.
Command
for now.
accepted.
Until we get leveled up and I can buy you some weapons so you can actually defend me if we happen to go into pirate space. Now, what kind of ways can you make money in this? Well, if we could find one of the frontline systems, and I just don't remember where they are, I guess we could start heading south and do a little exploring. We can actually loot destroyed like pirate ships and stuff this early. It's a good way of making money. You know what? Why don't we send out one of our ships to go explore to the south? Maybe we can find one of these frontline territories between two warring factions, or someplace that has pirate problems, and we can just sit there and loot up some of the goods that are dropped out of the. We could salvage the wreckage, basically. We can be salvagers in deep space. He's following me. All right, I'm gonna give you orders to move ahead. So let's go C for command, navigation, and I'm gonna tell you to explore universe. I want you, better yet, what was it? Navigation. Move to? Yeah, move to, go to Home of Light, and head to the South Gate. And then once he gets close to the South Gate, there he goes. He just shoots off because he's super fast compared to us.
Kestrel.
I'm gonna set course as well for the Southern Gate. Autopilot through. And what I'm thinking is we'll head down to Red Light, we'll head down to Home of Light, and if we head south from there, I think there's a pirate base down there. We might be able to, I don't know, just see what's going on. It's a whole new universe to explore. I haven't played Litcube through and through. So.
Red incoming message.
And we can answer some, we have an incoming message. Issue. During attempt to buy satellites, no station found for purchases.
We scanned your ship and you are clear of illegal goods. You may
Thanks,
continue
cops.
with your journey.
So our exploration Kestrel has run out of satellites and can't find a station to resupply automatically, which is his orders. It means we need to just go explore more. We need to find more stations that may have more advanced satellites to buy. You're in Home of Light. So let's give you the orders to navigate and explore universe. Hello, capital ship.
Command accepted.
Hope I don't get run over. That is a thing that used to happen in the original game. You could get run over by bigger ships coming through gates. Yo, Shack, stream tip is off. Oh, is it?
Entering system.
Damn.
Red light.
Whoops. That was the fire button.
Autopilot off.
I didn't actually want to turn the autopilot off. Let's head through the east gate. We'll turn autopilot on. Hopefully don't run over into anything. And then 2 seconds, guys. I need to turn that on and thank anybody who has actually helped support the channel. I'm still gonna be here. I'm just alt-tab, so you're gonna hear the game music have stopped. My big goal today, though, was to get you guys aware of this game if you're looking for another space sim to play, and a fantastic mod. Let's see here. Omega, dude, thank you so much for dropping 11 bucks on the stream. I appreciate that, and letting me know that stream tip wasn't currently active. I thought I had turned it on. I had forgot that I restarted, and didn't activate it, and I apologize. Fixing that right now, so it should be active now, and I've also got the log open, so thank you, sir. Oh, and I didn't put it in the description. I'm like the worst YouTuber ever when it comes to making, you know, doing the things that pay the bills, like adding the stream tip option. Oh, let me add that while we autopilot to get some trading done. Shaq, you are the bad. You're the bad at life, and you should feel bad. Let's just put leave. What was that? Oh shit! What is that shaking? Okay, shields are good. We might have bumped somebody. Let me check sensors. Yeah, we're like surrounded by other ships right now. What's going on here? Ah, we went through an escort. We might have scraped some of the hull. Well, at least the shields are holding, so that's good. If you hit a smaller ship with a larger one, you can just absolutely wreck them. So while we're doing this, leave a tip and a message for CaptainShack. I don't actually remember what the stream tip link is. The hours of fun that I've gotten out of this game as a space sim fan, and it only being like $6, just. But yeah, you gotta get the mod. Get Litcubes mod. There's also a Star Wars mod that I have been keeping a close eye on that you guys should check out. It's not finished yet. He's only on like 0.7 of it, but it has a lot of really high-end models for the game. Looks really good. Yeah, there we go. Almost done. And it's definitely worth checking out. When he finishes that mod, it's gonna be fantastic. So, and save changes. Hopefully it doesn't mess up anything on the stream. There we go. Don't crash the game, Shack. No promises.
Video and not.
Oh, there we go. And we're back. So, let's set an autopilot course
Home
through the
of
eastern
light.
gate. Speed up time, because this thing is one of the slowest ships in the game. I say that, but it's not a capital ship. Get yourself like a carrier, even with the max tuning for the engines. Yeah, they're slow. But Lucian, the autopilot is a lot better if you're using Litcubes, because he's got his bounce script in there. In the old X3, if you got a lot of small, fast ships, the autopilot was so bad and the AI flying was so bad that they would just like ram into their target 99% of the time. So if you sent 50 fighters at an enemy carrier, maybe 4 would survive and the rest would die. Not to weapons fire, but just suiciding into the enemy ship. And that was never fixed. Litcube wrote a script that basically makes it so if they're going to hit an enemy ship, they will kind of like turn off really fast and they won't hit it, and they'll become momentarily invincible. You can't really see that when it's happening, but you've quickly noticed that your ships don't kill themselves anymore.
Autopilot
Which is
off.
nice. So if you have these big combat groups, it makes things much better. All right, what system are we in now? We are in Home of Light, and I wanted to scout out And I believe we have one of our friendly ships in this sector. We don't. One of you didn't listen to me. Two of you are exploring. You. Your orders are to navigate. I want you to explore the universe, starting at Home of Light.
Accepted.
Get down here. Like right now. I shouldn't be exploring in the freighter of the fleet. X3 is offline Eve. Not a bad description of it. I mean, you do have like the economy side of things. You get more control too. In Eve, you always are just one ship. And what I like about X3 is you get direct control of a fleet or your own little empire. It's something you don't really get because you're playing in an MMO with lots of other people. You're even as like a fleet commander or an FC, you're at the whim of playing with actual people on the internet, which sometimes can be just a pain in the ass. And you can do stupid shit in this, like sending 1,000 ships combat group in to take out one single pirate base or to do suicide runs or whatever. You can make those kind of decisions without having to have a bunch of people yap at you. What were we doing? We were exploring. I was going to go through the south gate, if we can identify it. Is there a south gate? I'm trying to see if I can actually see it. I've got my render range maxed out so we can see it. If it's there, we'll see it. I don't see anything except for a combat group below us for the Argon. And I think we're going to end up in split space soon. Religious nutballs. There is a south gate. It's right here. One of our scouts has already identified it. So, let's go ahead. Autopilot through. Looks like they never actually went through it. And speed up time. Oh, yeah, our friendly ship just came through. Good. See if I can answer some questions for people. Is there another seat in the ship's shack? Well, it's only a single player game, but there are other seats that you can take. Like this has turrets, so if I hit... Hang on, I gotta remember how to play it. What was it? There we go, those are weapon groups. Help me out, guys, it's been a long time. Is it F1? That's it. So right now, I am looking out of a turret on the back of the ship, and I can actually manually take control of the turrets on the ship. This means a little bit more when commanding a capital ship. I normally don't fight this way. This is the rear turret, by the way. This would be like your anti-missile turret that would try to shoot down missiles if they were chasing us. That's it. You just got front turrets, which are these guys, and then the back turret. And what's cool is, if I hit R and I go into this particular ship's information, we'll go to advanced. Actually, no, we'll just hit C for command menu. If we go under the combat, and if I have the right computer system installed, I can actually order my turrets. I don't have the right combat system installed, but if I had the right, oh, here it is, turret controls. If you go under this, I have one turret on the back. I can order it to do different things. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna order this turret to be missile defense only. And that way, if an enemy missile is fired at me, and you can see it, it's a really shitty little turret on the very top, right here, will shoot enemy missiles. I can switch to anti-fighter defense as well, so. Different turrets are good for different things. Big, slow-turning turrets are gonna be great probably for taking out capital ships and space stations. Small, fast turrets may be better for taking out, fighters, actually. And then there's all the in-between. Medium turrets can take out frigates and cruisers. Or I'll just drop the ban hammer on you. Ba-bam. Drop the ban hammer. Orbital ban hammer online. Shack, how will you rate No Man's Sky? I've already done a review of it. I'm not going to give it a number because I don't believe in number reviews. But let's speed up time. I want to see if we can find a combat area. At the same time, and make some quick money doing some salvage. There's the gate. Let's jump. Now, the gates aren't the only way to get around the universe. There are jump drives that you can upgrade and buy into. I don't think I have the standing of any of the sides yet to buy
Entering
one.
system, ore belt.
But, okay, now we're in the ore belt. This is one of, just like the name suggests, one of the major mining sectors they actually have. If I lock this guy,
Ore
select him
mine
as target.
L Gamma.
It's really hard to see because this sector is fairly dark, but there is a mining platform built into this asteroid. And you can build these for yourself as well. This is where I set up a mining operation, and because there are already like 6 mining corporations in this sector, or 6 mining stations. Ooh, what is that?
Plutarch, military, Mandalay.
Plutarch. It's super dark in this sector. Can barely make it out. I like that all the sectors are a little different. This one could be a bit brighter, though. Alright, what are we picking up? We need something with a better sensors array. Where is our scout? We had one nearby. Go to the sector map. Oh, shit. He's taken off. He's taken off, but he's not deploying satellites. You, come back. You're way too far into... Whose space is this? What is yellow? Yellow is parroted space. Yeah, those are the... I believe those are the religious nutballs. I want you to come back. So, what's the easiest way to do this? Move to position, I guess. I want you to come back to ore belt, and I'm going to give you the order to...
Command accepted.
Once he gets back here, deploy satellites. Let's increase our engine speed. Oh, somebody's dropping the banhammer in chat. Orbital banhammer deployed.
John Furco, weapons dealer.
Well, like I said at the beginning of this, it is a fun game to play. You can speed up time with Jay, but watching it as a stream may be really boring because the early game is so slow, and it's a lot of management. I mean, you're managing a space empire, or you're flying from point to point, organizing combat operations, or organizing fleets into squadrons, and our fighters into squadrons, or carrier groups, or whatever you're doing at the time. It can be really slow. Rewarding because there's such time investment. What do you sell? Nvidium or silicon wafers? Oh, you have equipment. Trading extension. There's a new ship class in this. Let's see if I have a sensors array out of Starport. Here we go. And I do have, this is the one that I deployed. What is the mining ship? There's a new class in this mod that is a specific mining ship. The Nexus Miner, there it is.
Where the entire range of Argon space.
Alright, that music is really loud. Music is really good, but it can be really loud too. I'm not picking up pirates. I really thought I would be. Let's see if there's any missions in this sector. Shift 0. Still not picking up any missions. I wonder if that operates on, like I said, satellites like before. I feel like I need to restart that script. Let's see if we can. Gameplay. Numerical. No, we already turned that on. We want mission director. Force. No, that's not what we want. We want to restart it. Reset mission director. There we go. So now that it's reset, we'll give it a few seconds to run and see if any missions crop up. I was hoping there would be a pirate base down here. Now, either I'm not picking them up. Our exploration ship is here. Let's give him orders. Navigate. Wait, what are her special commands? Oh, collect wares. Cool. So in one of the computer software bits that I upgraded in that ship, I could order it to collect wares in a sector, meaning basically what I came out here to do, salvaging trashed stuff. Now, I haven't found one of the like frontline areas yet, so let's head out to... Let's personally head out through the west gate. So we're gonna autopilot through. Is that a solar array right next to us? It is. Might be able to make a little bit of money here. Info. Oh yeah, actually, let's go ahead and dock there. Before we head off, let's do a little bit more trading. We are in a freighter.
Docking granted.
We'll auto dock
Autopilot
at that space
activated.
station. Hey Tex, welcome to the stream. Super chill stream today. We're playing a little X3 Albion Prelude with Litcube's rebalance mod installed. Hey Black Viper, I'm glad I inspired you to make YouTube videos. Just make sure you're making them. If I have any advice for you guys, if you're gonna do anything like this, make sure you're really passionate about what you're talking about, because that's what your audience is gonna be looking for. And if you're not passionate about it, why is anybody else gonna watch you? So, this station has almost a full stockpile of energy cells. That's what it produces. We're gonna go ahead and load up the freighter with as many as we can buy. Because it has a full stockpile, it's selling them at the bare bottom price of 12 credits per unit.
Energy cells.
We've just loaded up on a full load of energy cells. I've gained resignation for just buying those cells.
Maintenance problem on level
I got a message.
9, section 6. Until this...
Undocking. I like the little audio clips. I'm a little sorry I cut that off. There's another freighter that just arrived. Ha! I bought, not nearly all of them, but I bought some. I want to hurry up and beat him to wherever he might be going. So let's try out the flak array. That might need energy cells, right? It does. It's almost totally out of energy cells. So we're going to set course for the flak array. It did give us...
cluster flak array for
too close to the
Alpha.
space station currently to actually get us on autopilot. So let's get away from the space station. Then we can autopilot to it, make a little bit of money. Is the audio desynced? It's the
Video
camera.
enhanced not.
It always does that. Let me see if I can turn it off and turn it back on. Only when I stream on YouTube. Only when I stream on YouTube does the audio get desynced for some reason over time. Let me answer that for Shack. You'll most likely not stream No Man's Sky again until they do some major updating. Yeah, probably. More if you're not right. Or you're not wrong. Alright, we should be far enough away from the station.
Docking
Set course
granted.
for the
Autopilot
cluster flak array. They make flak weapons. Weapons that, you know, you shoot like a canister out and then they explode. Great for taking out enemy missiles. I just really love Stellaris and really want him to play it. And I will play it. I try to do 2 episodes of Stellaris a week, but autopilot, engage. Full burn to the space station so we can trade our goods and get promoted. Now, we already got promoted once. Let's see. What is our current rank? Pilot
We are
status.
scanned.
We're an
This is
advanced
Sector
dealer.
Security. You're in the clear. Enjoy your flight.
Cops scanning me to looking for illegal goods. Illegal goods like a certain type of mine that aren't allowed in most areas of space, but I think like split space. There's some drugs in the game that aren't allowed in some places because they're illegal. Selling them to certain stations who will buy them can be worth a lot if you can get through. Yeah, there you go. We're rank 2, Argon Federation Associate. We're working on getting that jump drive. Having a jump drive as a trader, it will burn energy cells, which is what we're using to trade, but it'll allow us to cross the universe fairly quickly. And that means we can start trading some of the bigger,
are
better
scanned.
items, because energy cells don't sell for
Isn't
much.
the vessel we're looking for. Carry on.
Wait a minute.
Autopilot off.
Wait a minute. Something is red on our overlay, and it is indeed
Pirate
select
base.
target, a pirate base. Interesting. There's a pirate base out here. And this pirate base is actually a ship. This pirate base is mobile. Now, I wonder if it moves around. I'm rotating the camera, that's why this looks weird. Fairly far away, though. It's actually at the edge of my sensor range. Now I want, like, combat ships to come out and shoot it up. I don't see any ships, though. I kind of wish I did. Let's check the missions in the area. No missions still. Shaq, absolutely love your Stellaris episodes. Could you do a mini video between episodes that give some background on the different species? I'm really interested in learning about your allies. Well, we don't have any direct allies yet, but we're working on it.
Cluster flak array forge.
Did I not? Oh shit. I didn't actually have the autopilot turned on anymore, and I'm just on a collision course. That's closer than I want to be. Let's manually dock this.
You are talking to the automated
Communications.
interaction system.
Request
Positive.
permission to
Please
land.
dock as soon as you get green position light.
Do this manually and see if I can not kill myself. So we're looking for the green position lights. Of course, they're on the other side of the station, never close to you. Let's turn the engines back on. I don't like the middle mouse wheel is their default throttle control. I actually prefer the HOTAS setup for this, but I've heard the Steam controller works really well, because the Steam controller has a few community-made configurations that supposedly work well. All right, let's get inside the green landing lights. So this is the manual version of docking. We're gonna slow down. We're gonna stop.
Successfully
There we go.
docked.
You have to hit it at
On
a
behalf
certain
of our
speed and a
President
certain
and
angle.
Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you
Will
aboard.
you sell me cluster flak
Connection to
array
local
weapons?
trading
No, you
network
won't, and I can barely afford
established.
them anyways. You will buy my energy cells at 19 per unit, and I'm selling you like 50,000 units, so let's do that. Again, I'm doing this to just level up a bit, make a little bit of money. Now, you're probably noticing that my money has been going down. That's because
Resources
my
are not
exploration
sold.
ships... Yeah, I want to sell it, so we got to go down, not up. Make sure we sell them all. Have been buying
Energy cells.
the sensor arrays, the advanced satellites, so it's not desynced for him. Well, that's good. Shack, you need an Alteran AI. Indeed, I do. Morph, you're hearing soundtracks from like the 90s, dude. This is great. You gotta love it. You've gotta love it. Let's see what else they have to trade here. This is a cluster flak array. Now they've only got 2 flak arrays, flak weapons. I could sell these to military bases and a few other things, but they don't have enough of them to give me a good deal. So we're gonna go ahead and just bail on this place. The best trade routes are the ones where you can drop off and pick up in the same base. Once you get pretty good at it. My personal way of trading, get this trading ship to operate on its own. That's the best way to get things done. All right, Kestrel, I want you, navigation, I want you to deploy a satellite network from
Command
this location.
accepted.
What title is he playing? X3 Albion Prelude, X3 AP. Can be found on Steam. Somebody said it was like 10 bucks. Make sure you get X3 AP and not Terran Conflict. Terran Conflict was the predecessor to this one. Albion Prelude has a lot better features, and most of the high-end mods are for this title. All right, let's. What time is it? I have a video that I'm doing tonight with another YouTuber talking about Dawn of War and all of the shenanigans going on with Dawn of War 3, and like the community backlash. And you guys will see that on the channel later. But that's starting soon, so I'm gonna have to go soon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dock with the mining HQ, if they let me.
Plutarch Mining Corporation HQ.
Let's get away from the space station. God, this sector is so dark. So dark. Let's autopilot to the Plutarch.
Docking granted.
We'll save,
Autopilot
and then
activated.
I will take my freighter and its weak weapons, and I'll go get into a fight. Like I said before, you can't just save anywhere. It's not a bad looking game. Not for how old it is, like 5 years old. And Litcube did a lot of work making it look even better. Did a lot of lighting work, I think. I know he did a lot of work on the weapons and their effects to make them look better, and some of their sound effects, but you can see we're coming about. Go autopilot. This is the cinematic camera. If you hit F2 to go into spectator mode and then start hitting 0 on your number pad, you can actually switch through the different views. Let's speed this up. Shaq, did you play Warhammer 40k Space Marine on the Xbox 360? No, I played it on the PC. Space Marine was fun. I mean, it was a third-person shooter. Played a lot like... What's that Xbox game? One of the Xbox exclusives. Can't think of the name of it now. Anyways, the one with the chainsaws attached to the rifles. For the life of me, it's one of Tabby's favorite games, and I can't think of it now. But anyways, it played like a basic third-person shooter, but it was fun. I mean, you didn't really had that high-end, like it was Relic's big foray into the action adventure. And I thought they did a good job. Didn't sell very well, though, as I understand. Did I see Arch Warhammer's video? Bits of it. Early in the video, he just starts dismissing important points the developers had made. And I feel like it was a little pandery to the people who just don't like the new style. They don't like the animations. I understand not liking aspects of a strategy game, but sync kills are no longer in Dawn of War 3. They're not in. They weren't in to begin with. I get why, though. I've actually played Dawn of War 3. I've got my hands on with it. And the video on that will be coming soon. What we're doing here? Oh, I wanted to. Oh, I can buy jump drives here, and I can actually buy them because my standing is good enough. Thank you.
Jump drive.
Shit! I just sold all of my fuel. Can I buy energy cells here? I can, but they're really expensive. All right, give me like a few hundred. I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't like about Dawn of War 3. I personally, the things that are being complained about, my big concern is it fun? Is it a fun strategy game? Does it do anything new? What is Relic focusing on? I mean, this is what I'm going to be going into tonight. And from what I've played, they feel like they're nailing the Space Marines are supposed to be an epic fighting force, right? Let me undock here. Let's set course for that pirate base and go get ourselves blown up. I wonder if I could jump to it. What was the jump command? Let's see. Is it like Shift J? Yes, it is. Shift J. We're gonna use the jump drive to get over there. What sector are we in? We're in Orbelt, right? Yeah, we're in Orbelt. Let's jump. Can we do it? No, you can only jump to beacons or warp gates. Shit. All right, we're slow boating it. It seems like there's the pirate base. It seems like they're focusing on gameplay that matches for like the Space Marines. The Space Marines are supposed to be this assault group. They're able to deep strike into enemy territory and like rip the heart of the enemy out, right? It's very brutal. This game, and the fighting is very fast-paced, right? You make tactical decisions. Either they're going to work out or they're not. It's going to happen quickly. Dawn of War 1 kind of has that a little bit. Dawn of War 2 has that more, but it's at a smaller scale. They're focused on units. Dawn of War 3, when I played it, I felt like the battles were far more interesting. Far faster than I expected, and the decisions that I made, what units attack, how do I initiate the battle, the engagement, could change how well those fights went. So the way I use my assault marines, the way I use my artillery, the way I use my few hero units, where I position my range units, my heavy bolters, what armor do I bring in, it was less about the units that I built and more about how I actually commanded them, could turn the tide of a battle even when being outnumbered, and that's not a feeling that I've gotten from Dawn of War 1. Dawn of War 1 was a little bit more about what you built than what you do with them as they're in battle. So it's hard to talk and show that in these pre-release videos that I think people are doing. You can only really complain about visuals, which are fine. That's what we have to look at. That's what people are going to complain about. You know, animations. The Space Marines are too. What do? What's a good way of explaining how the Space Marines move? They're kind of hoppy. They kind of look like they're on the moon a little bit when they run, and I get complaining about that. They're too fast. Terminator complaints about being too fast. God damn, this is far away. Let's speed up time. Terminators are too fast because they're supposed to be in heavy armor. I understand that, but from a gameplay perspective, they need to be fast because the maps are bigger. I mean, that's how I felt when I was playing it. I was sitting there clicking and moving them around, and I was like, yes, these are fast, and it makes the animation seem like they're not as heavy as they should be. But from a gameplay perspective, if they were super slow, it would be really boring and hard to use them effectively because the maps are so big and they're so tiny. So
you have gained
it is what it is. Oh, I get to drop the banhammer. Oh, somebody already did it. Message deleted. No, message deleted. What you got to do? Oh, somebody already blocked him. Damn, people are on this. All right, here we go. I'm in range of the pirate base. I'm going to change my turret command systems. Let's go to the shipboard right now. Let's go to the command system. We have our back turret. I'm going to have this thing on, attack fighters. We're gonna die. This is a freighter, and we're going in against, it's kind of hard to see because the sector is just so dark. The sun is so far away. But this is a pirate base, and we're going to engage it as our last foray. See if we can piss it off. I guess we're still not within weapons range. Let's go into third person.
Target is now in firing range.
Target's now in firing range. I could order the turrets that I have on the front to auto-fire at them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually control them. Let's go back into the first. Let's open fire.
Pirate ships will hunt you down like vermin.
You have lost recognition.
I've lost recognition with the pirates. Oh, I'll never sleep at night now. Let's see if we can piss them off and see if we can get them to launch pirate ships out of this. Hell, this thing may actually have weapons on it itself.
You were warned. Pirate ships will hunt you down like vermin.
All right, you've warned me. Are you gonna launch fighters now and come at me? Are you gonna pull fighters back into the sector? Because I'm probably out pirating right now. I'm still not, if I look at first person, I'm still not picking up any pirates. Other than the ship itself. You can see my radar in the center. There's an option where you can change how far out that zooms.
You were warned. Pirate ships will hunt
Maybe I
you
haven't
down
pissed them
like
off enough. You can actually join the pirate factions in this, which is kind of cool. You can join up with them, get their ships. And I believe he's put in some custom ship models as well. I have the shittiest weapons in the game. I'm basically throwing rocks out the window at these guys, so maybe I'm just not able to do enough damage for them to take me seriously.
Pirate ships will hunt you down like vermin.
I expected them to come at me real fast, but I guess they just don't care. They're like, you can't even out-damage us, out-damage our shield recharge rate. It's just not gonna happen. And my other ships in my fleet don't have weapons, so. Come on, come get me.
Pirate ships will hunt
Maybe I
you
can-
down like you are talking to
I
the
demand
automated interaction system.
that you surrender.
Make your request negative.
You're not
You are
welcome.
talking
Yeah,
to
I
the-
know. Ramming speed, should we end it with ramming speed? All right, that's it. Now, I am curious, guys, would you like to see a X3 kind of chill stream on occasion? Kind of random, I don't think I would schedule it, because we've got enough
Video
stuff already going on
enhancement
the channel,
goggles
but
not
just when I want to chill,
installed.
we can sit here, talk about space games while I play this and build up my empire. Oh, the shield's held. Go back to first person. Okay, shields have failed. 20% hull damage, that's the white bar. 50% hull damage. I'm like in the bowels of their space station, and there we go. Don't ram your ship into an enemy space station. That station has a 10 gigajoule shield. Yes, it does. I knew we weren't gonna survive. There was no hope. But there you go, guys. If you've never heard of X3 Albion Prelude, it's a cheap, classic space game. Litcubes mod is in the description. It goes straight to his wiki page. There's a list of mods that go with that if you want it. You can kind of customize it the way you want. I highly recommend using that mod with this on your first playthrough. It eliminates black screen. It eliminates a lot of the issues and bugs that the game automatically has in it. There are a lot of other mods out there. Let's see, Battlestar Galactica, there's a mod for. I have not played that one. There is a Star Wars mod in the works that's currently on the front page that's not completed yet, but very cool and has some of the prettiest models. But Litcubes is definitely the most balanced and enjoyable experience to play as a first-time player, in my opinion. I highly recommend you check it out. If you guys have enjoyed today's just super chill space sim stream, hit that thumbs up button for me. It does me a lot of good here on the channel. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Do a lot of sci-fi gaming and modding goodness and whatever interests me at the time. My name's CaptainShack. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Time to go get more coffee. Later, everybody.